Salute, Knicks Nation. Coming to you with the recap, quick post-game recap the day after, where the Knicks put on a show at MSG, protected home court, protected the Garden. That's what I want to see. New York stand up, 113-89, snatched Atlanta's heart out. That's what you want to see. Toughness on defense, again for the second straight game in a row. I'm happy about it. Pleased with the way this game unfolded. Of course, Atlanta were without DeJounte Murray from early in the game, went down with an ankle injury. The Knicks took care of business. They locked down Trae Young. Julius Randle went off. Solid performances from the bench. Emmanuel Quickley. And Quentin Grimes continues to shine and get better and better and better. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it. Salute to Replay Gang out here, dropping this one after the fact. Couldn't go on live after the game. Had some things to take care of, but got to get my thoughts out there because I really feel like we've hit the first real fork in this 22-23 season. There's a lot going on, and of course the 9-man rotation that Tom Thibodeau has now fully established is a real thing now. Cam Reddish, Derrick Rose, and of course Evan Fournier out of the rotation for real, and the trade talk is ramping up now, and the New York Knicks are all set to consolidate the roster now. And I'll get my thoughts out there on that situation and talk about what can happen with these trades, get my thoughts out there. And of course, the big win, protecting home court, which is just huge again. And I'm looking at the standings, and the Knicks are like one game below the Toronto Raptors, Atlanta Hawks, teams that people didn't expect the Knicks to be close to. The Cleveland Cavaliers, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and of course, like I said, Cleveland Cavaliers and the Atlanta Hawks. They got DeJounte Murray. They made that big upgrade as well. So where things stand, Atlanta at 13-12, the Knicks are 12-13 as well. So this is a pivotal stretch, like I said, for the Knicks. I really feel like we've hit this fork in the road. There's no looking back now. And I'll get my thoughts out there on what I feel for this team and the look that they've shown in the last two games. I'll tell you, I like the toughness that Deuce McBride brings to this squad. Now, he's a different kind of player. Cam Reddish on the outer. A lot of fans upset with the situation. Cam is a bit stiff. Just the way things unfolded. But truth is, I expected this to be how it was to begin the season. Quentin Grimes was the guy that the Knicks were looking to invest in. It's a business decision from my perspective with this situation. They were always going to be a bit iffy about paying Cam Reddish. Paying him. It's a nice story early in the season. Cam Grimes was injured. We didn't know what we were going to get from that wing spot. And Cam stepped in admirably, had some crazy games that flipped the narrative on its head. And here we are. Now Quentin Grimes got healthy. Cam Reddish had a few inconsistent performances, especially against Dallas. And what did Tom Thibodeau do? He's out of the rotation now. There's obviously, I believe, a lot of different underlying factors. The business side of things. His camp probably wasn't quite happy from the get-go. The Knicks were playing him because they needed the body. And he was producing. He was getting out in transition, athletic plays, getting to the cup, getting in passing lanes, being disruptive, all of that stuff that you want Cam Reddish to do. But yeah, truth is, Quentin Grimes, the man that they drafted and have a lot of belief in, kept him out of trade talks, things like that. That's a situation where, Grimes was that guy, and he's looking every bit legit for the New York Knicks moving ahead. I'm really pleased with Quentin Grimes and his growth throughout this period where he's getting more reps. And of course, the big factor is obviously Deuce McBride taking that spot. Now, I've been saying, especially more recently, that the Knicks have lacked toughness. Deuce McBride brings that. He's very consistent at what he's good at. He doesn't score a ton of points. He's not gifted offensively, but consistency and toughness and defense, and that's his calling card, and that's what he's providing the New York Knicks right now. We need that toughness. We have enough finesse players on this squad, right? So many dudes coming into MSG, punking the Knicks, career highs, given out like Oprah. Deuce McBride coming in with quickly, with Quentin Grimes as point of attack defense, and it adds a lot to this team. Small sample size, 2 games now, but I'm liking what I'm seeing with the toughness that Deuce McBride brings. A lot of people talking about his shortcomings on offense that I'm seeing, but to me, that's not what Deuce McBride needs to do. We're not going to rely on Deuce McBride to score points. Like I said, we need that toughness. We need someone who's going to do the dirty work, who's going to get in people's face and make it tough. We talked about it with EJ. Just make it uncomfortable for the opposing league guards coming in. These star guards come into MSG and they feel comfortable from the get-go, right? We've been playing soft, to be completely honest with you. A lot of these games we've been playing soft at home. Well, so Deuce McBride to me brings something that we sorely missed and sorely needed as well. Let's see how he takes this opportunity. Yeah, it's a 9-man rotation right now, and let's chop up the box score, give out some grades, and we'll look at the road ahead in this condensed recap the day after the Knicks string 2 together, and the draw opens up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the draw opens up, but it feels good. Obviously, I felt confident playing Atlanta. This was one that I did, pencil in actually that the Knicks were going to win. I really felt more confident about this one. We just play hard against Atlanta. We get up for it. We all know we blew that big lead early in the season against Atlanta, but that wasn't going to happen. Quentin Grimes, huge performance. Julius Randle, colossal performance as well. And we'll give out the flowers to everyone else out here. But first and foremost, salute to everyone watching. Replay gang, the streets are buzzing. Smash that like button. We here. And yeah, this is a fun season. So far it's been up, it's been down. And of course, a lot of Knick fans have been a bit restless, wanting to see what's coming, what's coming. A lot of people feeling the crowd, the vibe, been lacking a bit of life recently, and I don't blame the fan base. It's been, feel good win, then it's been heartbreaking loss. Then it's been mediocre win, heartbreaking loss, feel good win, and just up and down like a roller coaster, right? But like I said at the top of the show, I really feel like we've hit this fork in the road now where it's a significant turning point for this organization and this season especially. With the trade talk, it's legit now. The Knicks are working with Cam Reddish's camp to try to figure out, a home for him. Keep an eye on Dallas, keep an eye on the Lakers, keep an eye on Miami, and maybe some other teams to pop up today after this drops. But yeah, more importantly, it's about condensing, the roster right now, play guys to their strengths. And yeah, Cam Reddish, unfortunate situation. It was mishandled from the beginning. What I also feel like is Leon Rose giving Tom Thibodeau the full autonomy to go with who he wants to go with now. I don't think there's no edict right now. There was that Alan Hahn interview, asked Leon point blank, is there an edict to play certain dudes? So with this Cam Reddish situation, you would have thought there would have been an edict for Tom to play, Cam, if Leon really believed and invested in him. He was brought in. I think it was more of a flyer just to have a look at Cam. But the truth is, I think Cam Reddish's value had sort of popped a little around the league, just enough to intrigue some of these other teams. And I really feel like they're going to get an opportunity, to get back something a value for Cam Reddish as well. I'm not sure what. We'll find out. We'll wait to hear what the market looks like for Cam. But, there's some teams that could definitely do with that kind of play off the bench, that wing guard, that wing, defender. Miami, LA, like I said, Dallas are needing help. There's talk about Derrick Rose as well. To me, that was more likely. It was strange from the get-go, the fact that Derrick Rose was very limited minutes, playing 7 minutes, 9 minutes, 11 minutes earlier this season. Fan base was like, what? Is he injured? What's going on? Is it just wanting to give Emmanuel quickly a bigger role? And voila, we have our answer, ladies and gentlemen. They wanted to give Emmanuel quickly that early get go, and yeah, that's what it looks like right now. And Derrick Rose is more likely going to be out of here as well. And of course, Fournier, they're definitely looking for a home for him. And there's reports now that they're willing to attach one of these more valuable pieces to Evan Fournier in hopes that another team will take Fournier. So, I mean, I'm not a fan of that specifically, packaging Cam just to move Fournier. Obviously, it indicates it was a bad signing from the get-go. We know this by now. It hasn't worked out with the Knicks, but it's not the best look. I would have hoped we could get something of positive value for Cam rather than just attach him. But let's see. Let's see what happens. The trade period's fully kicking off soon, and there's going to be talk around the league in the days, weeks to come. Leon Rose is a mover and shaker. I've been saying this from the get-go, and especially reiterated that with EJ at the last live stream. Leon Rose has made moves early for the last 2 seasons, ever since he's been in charge with this thing. So yeah, let's get into it with the box score, ladies and gentlemen, and wait to see what comes of this trade talk, and this fork in the road now shaking things up. So yeah, really, really gritty, tough defensive performance, very pleasing, handled our business against ATL. Let's get it. Great performance as well. And yeah, really, really happy with the Knicks prioritizing defense now. Deuce McBride. That's a situation where they've invested in him, they drafted him, and clearly Leon Rose is now happy with where he's at in his career right now and ready to take on that opportunity. Right, well and truly in the rotation is Deuce McBride. But let's start with Quentin Grimes. His 31 minutes was absolutely on money. 8 of 11 and 5 of 7 from 3 in 23 points, plus 21, finding his groove. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks as well. 3 turnovers, but he's learning to, adapt to his current role, pick up more ball handling duties. Quentin Grimes, I love the fact that he drives to the cup, attacks the closeout. We always said the shot would start falling. Now it's starting to fall. He's a great feel for the game, great team player as well. Our starting wing, Quentin Grimes. I mean, man, the ceiling on this guy. Some of us may have put a ceiling on him, and I'm not quite sure what that ceiling can be at the moment. We need to see a longer sample size. But man, has he got an all-round game. Normally players like that, yeah, could reach scary heights. I will say that. Players with an all-round game can affect winning in every single way, and that they could reach scary heights. With that said, Quentin Grimes is healthy now, getting consistent minutes, big minutes, and he's just going to go from strength to strength. Is Quentin Grimes. So I'm going to give Quentin Grimes an A for his performance, a straight A, ladies and gents. So let's touch on Juju Randle, 33 minutes, very efficient as well, 10 of 19, was absolutely NBA Jam on fire from 3-point land, shot 50% from 3, 6 of 12, all his free throws did not miss, 16 rebounds defensively. 1 offensive, 17 total. Absolutely killed them on the glass. 5 assists, a steal, plus 29, 34 points. Julius Randle went beast mode on John Collins, basically, a guy who knows that his days are numbered in Atlanta. And Julius Randle has these kind of performances once in every 5 games or so, and especially more often if there's no guy that can check him. And no, there was no one on Atlanta that could check Julius, man. He took it upon himself and absolutely straight dominated with that. So nothing but an A plus for Julius Randle's performance. With that said, better mix. I believe he's moving the rock better, but playing with Quentin Grimes, man. Quentin Grimes' ability to move the rock real quick just promotes snappy ball movement as well. So let's hope that encourages and that rubs off on everyone else, right? So Mitch had 26 minutes, was 4 of 4, was solid, 10 rebounds, 9 of them offensive. You kidding me? 9 offensive rebounds, 1 defensive, 2 assists, plus 17, 8 points. Mitchell Robinson doing what he does great, handling the glass, absolute beast down there on the block. Nothing but an A for Mitch with that performance, man. To be in the positive that much, pull in 9 offensive rebounds as well, 2 assists. Excellent performance from Mitch. Well done. Not huge minutes either. So he gets to stay fresh, ready for this next stretch. Now, Jalen Brunson, he's probably his most inefficient performance as a Knick. 26 minutes was 2 of 14. Just wasn't falling for him. But yeah, he was 100% from the line. He had 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 4 turnovers, was still plus 9, 8 points. So, yeah, JB doing his thing, and inefficient though. But with that said, he still rebounded okay for his size. 2 steals, I like to see that. Leading the team, moving the ball, just inefficient. You give him a pass for that. JB gets a C plus for this performance. Now, Bully Barrett, 36 minutes, was 4 of 13, inefficient as well. Was 2 of 6 from 3-point land, 5 of 7 from the line. He had 7 rebounds, 3 turnovers, 2 fouls, plus 18, 15 points. Well, another inefficient night from Barrett. Again, I'm going to get on him for the assists. 0 assists. That's pathetic. I'm sorry, he needs to do better than that as well. That's the one area of RJ that I'm being the harshest on, and I'm going to keep being on him for that, right? No excuses. 6'7", his size, his height as well. He needs more than a 0 assists as well, right? Tunnel vision, and he needs to find his teammates, move the rock more with that. But was played solid D, plus 18, 15 points. Was inefficient though. I've got to give Barrett a C for that situation. So yeah, that rounds out the starters. Now, I want to focus a little bit on IQ as well, because Boyer's IQ started to really feel more comfortable in this bigger role as well. Didn't shoot as efficient tonight. Last night was 2 of 8 from the field, 3 of 3 from the line. Just 3 rebounds, 4 personal fouls, plus 7, 8 points. So IQ still, again, 3 assists. Want him to move the ball around, but that was pretty solid as well. IQ's been more willing, making quicker decisions, moving the ball as well. But got to salute IQ's defense first and foremost. It's game changing at the moment in terms of win shares right now. He is absolutely killing it for the Knicks in terms of defensive efficiency when he's on the floor. One of our best perimeter on-ball defenders as well. He's growing, he's developing into that. And a salute to IQ, fleshing out the rest of his game as well. Now, what the future holds for IQ, I hope we keep him. Absolutely. There's talk that the Knicks would look for a first round pick in exchange for IQ. I'll be interested to know, you know, just how much they prioritize that over, keeping IQ in his development, because, he could be something for this team in the future. You drafted him, he's turning out okay. It's sort of like you don't get to hit on draft picks, very often. So keep IQ, you know, keep him. I mean, first round pick, we got plenty of picks right now. I know there's the business element of it, but I don't think IQs would command that big of a salary anyway. So, this trade talk, is it more his agent on their side, pushing things along a bit more in hopes of a bigger role somewhere else? I don't know, but I mean, he's getting very solid minutes, his IQ, getting solid minutes, 20 in the mid to high 20s at times as well. He's getting to showcase the rest of his game. So let's hope that's just more talk as well. But I do think IQ's on the more or less likely side of getting traded as well, as opposed to these other dudes, Rose, Cam, and Fournier. With that said, um, also prayers up for Obi Toppin as well. Woj dropped the news that Obi, scans were negative. However, he must have an MRI on the knee as well. So prayers up. Hopefully there's nothing serious with that. Hopefully it's just maybe a sprained knee at worst. And Obi can get back to playing ball soon as well, in just 8 minutes. His shot started to regress a bit, but I like when Obi's been aggressive recently, moving the ball, attacking the closeout, not just, falling into that jump shooting role as well. Now, Deuce McBride played heavy minutes, 27 minutes. Was one of four, 2 rebounds, one offensive, one steal, plus 19 though, 3 points. So that's Deuce impacting winning outside of the box score, ladies and gentlemen. 27 minutes was a plus 19, the best plus minus of any player on the bench, and one of the highest of the whole team. So they're a very impactful 27 minutes, and like I said, Deuce McBride just gives his team another element. He makes the other opposing guards uncomfortable, and that's what you've got to do in the NBA, right? It's a league full of stars, dudes that can get off hot on any night, any minute, in the blink of an eye. And you need a guy that's going to do the dirty work for you. So Deuce McBride could be this team's Marcus Smart, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say that, right, as he continues to grow in this role. I'm watching, because Leon Rose, Tom Thibodeau, they've made their move right now. Rose out of the rotation, Cam out, Deuce in as well. Been really pleased with the element Deuce adds, and the offense, that's going to get better. We're not bringing him in to be no offensive guy. Deuce just needs to be that guy to pick up guys, make it difficult, a point of attack defense as well. He can hit the open shot. He's better in the mid range, and he can get to the cup with an opening as well. He's not going to be a liability offensively, but he's not offensive minded. But that's okay. That's not what Deuce McBride's supposed to be on this team. We have finesse players, we have scorers, but we needed Deuce McBride. We needed someone like that to come in and make it difficult for these opposing guards, the league guards coming in, absolutely lighting us up as well. So good move. I like it. I like Deuce. I've liked Deuce from the beginning. I've always said he brings a skill set that's consistent on this team. On a team with players that aren't very consistent all the time, he brings something that he's always good at consistently, and that's been defense, point of attack, one-on-one defense, picking guys up, making it difficult, and giving max effort as well. He's never going to cheat you with effort, is Deuce McBride. So I salute to Deuce McBride, and I'm looking forward to seeing the ongoing impact that he's going to continue to have. He's in this rotation now from the get-go. from here on out. So yeah, we've hit this real fork in the road with this situation. Now, let's look at this road ahead then, ladies and gentlemen. So let me bring that up. Yes, here we go. So things have opened up now. The Knicks go to 12 and 13, one game below 500. Like I said, close, only a game behind Atlanta now. And let me just pop up this other table, the standings, so I can confirm what I said earlier. Which was, yeah, I had it right the first time. Toronto 13 and 12, Atlanta 13 and 12, the Knicks 12 and 13 as well in 9th place, Philly in 8th at 12 and 12. So yeah, the Knicks are only a game behind the Raptors and the Hawks and the Pacers, right? Teams that were way higher in the power rankings as well. So it's interesting, you know, the Knicks have clawed their way back, winning these last two that were, you know, games that weren't necessarily going to be easy, you know, on the standings when you looked at it on the schedule. You know, beating Cleveland at home and protecting home court against ATL. Now things open up. Now we go to Charlotte, then back home against Sacramento, then an away home and home against Chicago, which is going to be crazy, with a lot of talk in Chicago about, you know, their moves to come. You know, is Zach LaVine going to be available? Are they going to look to shed DeMar DeRozan? A lot going on in Chicago. They're of course struggling this season with Lonzo Ball injured, and the big moves just not working out. You know, I picked the Bulls as being an overhyped team. I picked the Miami Heat as being an overhyped team as well, and both are overhyped right now. So out of these next four, I mean, you know, this team could give us anything, but I'm expecting, given what we've seen over the last two games, I'm looking for the Knicks to go 3 and 4, 3 out of 4 out of these next four. So beat Charlotte, beat Sacramento, and win one of the Chicago games, you know, or beat Charlotte, lose to Sacramento, and win both Chicago games as well. So where would that have us if the Knicks win 3 out of the next 4? Well, that would definitely have us back to one to 2 games over 500. Yep, 2 games over 500, ladies and gentlemen. 1 game, sorry, over 500 as well. So actually, you know, yeah, the Knicks are 1 game below 500. So, yep. So let's say we lose one of them back to 2, and then yeah. So yeah, that would have us 1 game over 500. I'm right. So yeah, you know, easy, softer schedule, more clarity with the playing roster, the locker room now with this 9-man rotation. Let's hope Obi's cool, because that's going to change things. That's going to be interesting with the cam buzz going on. If Obi's going to have to miss some time, you know, who do they throw out there? Do they go Sims and Hartenstein off the bench? Do they go extra big with Deuce and Quickly? Does Svi Mikhailuk get a look out there as well? That's going to be interesting to see. But nonetheless, Deuce and Quick are your 2 guards off the bench. You know, I'm loving that. I'm absolutely loving that. They bring defense and they bring toughness as well. They bring effort and they bring energy as well. Change of pace and, you know, and changing the game up, ladies and gentlemen. So give us your thoughts about that in the comment section as well. Cam fans, let us know your thoughts as well. Yeah, the Knicks didn't handle the situation with Cam Reddish very well going back to last season. It was a great story earlier this season. He got an opportunity, but I always felt like it was Quentin Grimes' spot. You know, Quentin Grimes' spot in terms of the starting unit. You know, Cam definitely fully deserves a role off the bench at least, but it just looks like the Knicks are going in a more business decision minded point now. You know, seeing what they can get for Cam as well. And obviously deciding we're not going to invest in him and we're not going to pay him, moving forward as well. He's definitely helped this team, in his minutes when his minutes have increased. There's definitely been inconsistencies, but you could say that about basically every single player except Jalen Brunson, maybe Mitch. There's definitely been inconsistencies, but yeah, ultimately it's just a business decision to me. Leon Rose is a fan of Cam. He traded for him just to see what it was going to be like. Um, but now they've realized, okay, let's see what we can get for Cam. Let's try to flip this asset maybe into another asset, and we keep moving. Deuce McBride, of course, is still under contract next season, I believe, with a team option. So, with that said, it makes a lot of business sense. I like what Deuce gives us. It's something different off the bench, a smaller guard, a smaller player, but brings toughness that we need. Again, we have a lot of finesse on this team. We just really need that guy that's going to make it difficult for the other players, consistently as well, bringing that toughness, ladies and gentlemen, as well. So yeah, I'm excited still for the rest of this season. Looking forward to what comes of this trade buzz and this stretch that's opening up with Charlotte, Sac, and two to Chicago as well. And of course, the games after that are definitely very winnable too. So again, we've hit a huge fork in the road for this season now. And I'm surprised with the Derrick Rose situation, how that came about. Um, but nonetheless, this is the NBA. Derrick Rose doesn't look like the player he was a few years ago. He's definitely lost a step, definitely replaceable on the court, um, brings a lot of value off the court. But again, his expiring contract, send him to a contender, you know, let him try to win for a chip, see what another team can do with D Rose and Cam as well. Um, if I had a guess, I would think D Rose and Cam would both be out of here. I think Evan Fournier is still a bit iffy. Um, he's expiring next season. Maybe he just rides the pine for the rest of the year with that salary. Let's see. But I think Cam and Rose have the most value right now, along with Quick as well. But for me, it's going to have to be an offer that blows me out of the water for for Quick as well. It'd have to be more than a first round pick. Otherwise, to me, he's a player worth keeping, and keeping and developing. With that, he's showing immense growth on the defensive side of things. Offensively, he's playing under more control. He's Emmanuel Quickly. Absolutely, I'm looking to keep Quickly moving forward. I'm looking to keep Obi too. Look how our draft picks are working out. We're investing in Deuce time. We're investing in Grime Stopper now. So finally, this organization is giving these draftees a chance now to be a huge part of the New York Knicks' future, right? That's got to make you feel good as well. So I'm happy about that. The streets are buzzing. Pop that like button, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.